Hey guys, Ben on Big Stuff here. So in today's training video, we're going to be talking about the test modes and the updated pins that we've added for the test mode section. So every single output now on the ECU can be tested for proper operation, and the obvious benefits are the engine doesn't have to be running. So if the engine's not running, you can hear everything, you can see everything, you can test away to your heart's content, and make sure that everything's actually working correctly. So to navigate to the test modes, all you have to do is come over here and click on System. You're then going to click on Test Mode. You're going to come to the section here where it lists all the available pins you can test. You're going to go ahead and click Enable. You're going to have a little warning here. And again, if you have fuel and you're testing fuel injectors and you got fuel in the fuel rails, you're starting pulsing the fuel injectors, you decide to pulse your ignition coils too, that manifold is going to get blown off, or you're going to hear a bunch of big bangs out of your engine. So be very careful when you're testing your fuel and your ignition coils. You do not have any type of gas or E85 or alcohol or anything that can actually combust, because if you hit those coils and there's fuel in there, it's going to light off. So I'm going to hit OK. And the new items that we've added to this release are the ninth injector output. So if I wanted to test the ninth injector, I would just simply click on ninth injector. You're going to see it turn on. It's simply going to pulse that pin and it's going to turn back off. Okay. For the fuel injection and ignition coils, just to clarify, these are going to be going to the exact cylinders that you're going to test. So if you wanted to test cylinder number 3, whether you have a Chevy or a Ford, if you click this, you're going to pulse cylinder number 3. Same thing for the ignition coils, okay? Just to clarify again, this is not, some guys get mixed up sometimes. Is that going to the firing order? No, this is the real cylinder that you should be activating, okay? So cylinder 6, cylinder 4, cylinder 2, for example, okay? If you click the firing orders, it will run through the firing order that is actually programmed under the system menu here in this firing order section here, okay? So if I click the injector firing order, it'll run through 1872653, okay? So if I'm over here in my test modes, we now have the ability to click on the shift light. That wasn't there before. The ninth injector. We've also added the CO2 boost control solenoid off on. So if I click the fill or the decrease, you're going to see that pulse. So if I click the fill solenoid, you'll see the on will turn on. It's going to pulse it, then it's going to stop. We don't want to waste all your CO2 because you actually left that on and just drains your bottle. Okay, same thing for the decrease. If I hit the decrease, it's going to hit the decrease pin. It's going to pulse, it's going to turn back off, okay? Another really helpful feature here is the ability to use the idle air control motor test. So if I was to click open, it would actually pulse open for 2 seconds. And then the ability to close, same thing. It would close it for up to 2 seconds as well, okay? So if I click open like that, you'll see it goes on, and then it turns back off. If I hit close, it's going to go close for 2 seconds, and it's going to go back off. So every single pin now is available for testing. If you get a little confused on what is what case on these digital outputs and on these PWMs, you could always reference your pin configuration. So if I go System, Pin Configuration, okay, now if I look at all of my outputs here, they will be listed and they'll line up with the outputs that are listed in your test modes, okay? So for example here, this GM fuel pump spare high side, that's this guy right here, GM fuel pump spare. Fan 1, fan 2, there's fan 1 right here, there's fan 2 right there, okay? The fuel pump right here, that's just our low side fuel pump. That is this guy right here. And again, these will have your pins. So header 1, pin S3. Header 1 is the side of the ECU that has the Ethernet connector on it. That's the engine side, okay? Whenever you see anything here, for example, header 2, this is the secondary side. This is the side that has the SD card on it, okay? This is where we have all of our data for the most part on the ECU on that side. Okay, so there's your AC override right there. So if I click AC override, it's now heading this pin right there, header 2 pin A3, and it's going to stay on. All the digital outputs will stay on until I turn them back off. Okay, there's shift solenoid A, here's shift solenoid A, shift solenoid B, shift solenoid B. And again, these are just the standard names. You can make these any, and name them any which way you want. They're going to refer to them in the factory names here in the test modes, okay? So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 as well down here, okay? For the PWMs, if I navigate over the lower left-hand corner, you're going to see the PWM outputs here. And again, they're going to be from 3 to 9, 3, 4, 5. 6 is not available for any type of testing. You're going to have 7, 8, 9. So there's all your pins right here, okay, for those applications. So if I was to go ahead and click on any of the PWMs, it's going to run at that duty cycle until you actually turn it off. So if I click on PWM08, you can see here it is now on. Its frequency is 25 hertz. Its duty cycle is 100%. If I was to come over here and hit 50%, now that pin is pulsing at a 50% output in real time. So you can do whatever you want with any of these PWMs in real time. If I wanted to go back to full power, full speed, I put it back 100%. You can test away to your heart's content. So I'm going to turn that back off. But this is how you line up your PWMs, okay, with this test mode down here. Okay, so that finishes everything as far as any type of output on the ECU for the test modes for this version. If you guys have any questions on this, please feel free to give us a shout at support@bigstufftpm.com. Check out our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and we will see you on the next helpful video. Thank you.